Alrighty then. G'day guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Odds Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition's The Ruby Phoenix, where we are doing a prequel adventure to the Ruby Phoenix tournament, which is an adventure module from Paizo. Now, for those of you who are asking, we are playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and we are very excited because these wonderful, amazing characters aren't just characters to be played in this adventure, but these guys are my Patreons. These guys help support the channel, keep me doing what I do, and we get to share a bit of time together every week, playing adventures and going on epic quests. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Doing good, doing
Awesome.
great. Freaking wonderful, wonderful. Now, guys, a couple of things before we kick off, of course. Firstly, we'd like to take a moment to just thank our sponsors for the show. Now, these guys are really important, and they are not spelled however I just did that. Or are they? Or maybe they are. Maybe they're just not working. Are they? Is that a... Hold on. Hold on, my apologies. Let me see. Did that work? No, it didn't. Ugh, it's doing a thing. Okay. That's fine. I will do it this way. Boom.
Oh,
Did that work?
You just replied to me.
Spawners.
Let's try again.
Spawners.
Yay! There we go.
Yay.
All right. So, yes, welcome to, of course, sorry, we'd like to give thanks to our sponsors, Hero Forge for the wonderful artworks that we use for the show, Sirenscape for the beautiful tunes that that you will hear, as well as a special shout out to Danny Fortress, who is a musician over on YouTube. Go check out their channel. I'm gonna put a link. In the description here, so be sure to go check them out. Guys, some of the music here that we are using for our Asian-inspired adventure is literally inspired by this music, so please go check it out. Go give them a subscription, and yeah, have a chilled-out listen to some of the amazing music that he's got on his channel there. Next up, of course, we'd like to take a moment to thank Fantasy Grounds, our VTT of choice, which you will see us use throughout the session today. And yeah, these are our sponsors. Yay! Now, as we are going to today's game, let's meet the characters that we are going to be playing with today for the adventure, starting with Sean playing the role of Kaito.
Hello. I just noticed that it looked like a hologram. I got all these like little sparklies happening.
That is because you do not have enough light, and your green screen is... Oh, well, I think the green screen is struggling with you.
He doesn't have.
Oh, here.
It's fine.
Hold
Don't
on.
worry about it.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
it.
Tell us, yeah, that's all before game stuff. But tell us who you are. What are we doing?
Well, yeah, I'm Kaito. He's a 13-year-old kitsune who was adopted at like roughly around the age of like 3 after his parents were killed in an alleyway. And he ended up having to go on the run from the Oni Daimyo after they tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very cool. Next up, of course, also on the run from Goka is none other than Tamaki, played by our wonderful friend Neil from Immersion Diversion. Good morning, Neil.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Yeah. I play Tamaki Kai, son of the magistrate, and he's also magistrate training. Also, like Michael said, also on the run from the Oni Daimyo. And he's currently traveling with Kaito and now 3 other amazing members to try and find the masters of the scrolls.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now we haven't met the next character on our list because I've still got the old name that is there, which we will change in just a moment. But I would like to welcome John, aka Avarian, to the game today.
Hello.
Hi. Previously, you had your character
Yoki.
That's right. And Yoki has gone on a journey with Kanbei, and now you've got a new character for us. Is that right?
I do.
Ooh.
Fumihito. Yes.
All right. Well, I cannot wait to meet them and make it all a surprise. Somewhat a surprise, not a great surprise, but it's a little surprise, surprise. As we find out more about this new and amazing character. Next up we have, of course, Rock Protector, playing the role of Takeshi. G'day, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm playing Takeshi, Gripply Ranger, and he follows nature. Like nature tells him where to go, he's gonna go.
He's gonna go. You gotta go. It's what nature said. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, I love it.
Sorry, the wind's blowing that way now, guys. Nature's telling me to go that way. Bye.
And last but certainly not least, playing the role of Ryoshi, the samurai, is none other than our dear friend, All Things Fantasy.
Good morning. How are you going today?
Doing absolutely well, mate. How are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited for today's game. Yeah. I play Roshi Akasanga, a loyal servant to the Empress here in Tianza. Oh, are we in Tianza at the moment? No.
You are in Tianjia, yeah.
Yeah.
Tianjia is the continent. You are in Minkai, the city.
Right. So yes, Roshi. He is a loyal servant to the Empress, a cleric of the deity Shizuru, and he's a dwarven cleric samurai, which is a really interesting combination, which I haven't seen much of. So, yeah.
All right.
Great playing him. Yeah.
And hopefully we will indeed get to see more of that as we go on. Now, guys, again, these are all my Patreons. They do help the channel out and do help us stay afloat. And if you want to join them, because we do have a new opening, a new spot, as you can see, Kalindria has already graciously placed our Patreon link there. Consider joining up to the Patreon. I apologetically say that it doesn't offer too much beyond the appearances on my Patreon games, but it also does come with an hour free counsel. Well, I say free counsel. It's not free counsel because you have to pay for it. But it comes with an hour chat with myself about your games, about your RPG adventures and stuff like that. And I'm usually pretty flexible when it comes to
rewards.
Yeah. And plus you get special unbroadcast shows that come up every once in a while. So we've got a show called what was it called? It wasn't the Whisk Takers. I think it was Food Fight. Where me, Robert Hartley, Quincy from Quincy's Tavern, and Dread, all of us put on our Patreons a game that we play just for ourselves. It's like our private, unwind game. But yeah, those are available on Patreon as well. Yeah. Cool. Well, without any further ado, or should I say with one further ado, we would like to give thanks to our biggest sponsor, our most important sponsor, and that is you guys in the audience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for donating your time and your attention. And as a extra bit of being a part of this channel, we have a number of ways for you guys to interact with the game as we play. Now, just simply by watching the channel, you earn channel points, which you can use to help my players throughout the adventure. You can give them insight into things. You can grant them group inspiration. You can even drop wandering monsters on them. And all you have to do is watch. Secondly, if you feel a little generous, then by all means, consider donating to the stream. Your donations go a massive way towards keeping us afloat, making sure I stay fed, and of course, participating in all the cool stuff that happens in the game. So for $5, you can give someone a hero point, which you can see there up in red. Plus, you can also give myself a jinx point. What are these, you ask? Well, hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for stuff, or roll with advantage on things. A jinx point is basically the reverse of that, or it's a hero point that I can use for bad guys. That's kind of how that works. For $10, I will reach into a deck of plot twists, draw 3 cards, and you decide which one you would like. Then, that plot twist simply happens. It can be good, it can be bad, depends on what your mood is. But yeah, plot twists are a lot of fun. For $20, you can give someone the coveted Golden 20, which is a natural 20 that they'll get to use at any point in time. And for $50, we will have the Boss Boost, or a magic item for our players. Now, a magic item simply gives a custom item of your design to our lovely group. And of course, a boss buff will, of course, boost a boss encounter, but provide the boss with a unique boon that they will provide the group should they beat it. These bosses are pretty tough, pretty nasty, but all in all, they're a lot of fun. There's also, underneath me, a boss meter. When that boss meter runs down to 0, a boss will spawn. These bosses come courtesy of our audience and, of course, our difficult challenges. And in the same way that the boss buff works, there's a little prize at the end for overcoming it. Now, we just got a $25 donation from Calindria. Did it for Laura. Natural 20 and hit point for Ryoshi. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
Yeah, he carries 1 hit point.
He's all stocked up. Yeah, he's got 1 hit point.
All right. So Ryoshi, you gain. There you go. You have your hit point. Sorry, you have your hero point, and you have your nat 20. There you go. Also, hi, Time Lord's wife, guys. Time Lord's wife. Go check out Time Lord's wife. Another fellow role player in the streaming community. We have a lot of fun over on their channel. Boom, there it is. Yeah, go check it out. They're playing Magic the Gathering. Nice.
Ooh.
You must have been very excited about the new Wizards Presents announcements. All right. Without any further ado, let us return. Now, our heroes are in the city of Minkai in the lands of Tianxia. Having fought against the Sunflower Samurai and finally defeated him and recovered the jade statue for your friend Kanbei, a bittersweet parting of both Yoki and Kanbei as their journeys take them on different paths. One to free his daughter, who is trapped within the stone of the statue you now have recovered. Now, however, you have your own quest, your own journey. The scrolls of the masters of the elements are with you and need to be unlocked by practitioners of these martial arts. Now, right now you have given the water scroll to the master of the water temple. You still have the earth, fire.
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
Yeah, we gave it to Hatsune, remember?
Oh, yeah, sorry, no, Hatsune still has the earth one. You have fire, you have wind, you have wood, and you have steel. Or at least, you thought you did. While speaking with Ryoshi, you begin to look around and realize that one of the scrolls is missing. It is the scroll of wind. The one you needed to go into the forest of the yokai and find the master that is hidden there.
Yoshi, did you take the scroll while I was unconscious?
Scroll?
Yeah, I had a wind scroll.
I hope it was waterproofed.
Yeah, we did get
Actually, I
knocked
go to
into
check,
the water.
make sure I got the other. I go to check, make sure I got the other 3. Did you
Looking at the other scrolls, they are all sealed in wax cylinders and are reasonably safe and do seem to be on your person.
Yeah, the other 3 are here and they're just fine. I made sure to tuck them away in the bag so they wouldn't get lost that easily.
Now, Ryoshi, you don't know what these scrolls are, but they look very important. In fact, each of them seem to have a seal, a royal seal of some measure upon the branding of each of them. It is not the symbol of the Jade Regent, and it is not the symbol of the current Empress, but it is, as you can see, very ornate, very official.
And you're missing one of these scrolls. These scrolls themselves can be treasure. Relics of an ancient past. I don't even recognize these seals. What even are they?
I guess I could tell you. You're working
Yes.
for the... Yeah.
You're asking for my help. I had hoped you would tell me.
I still haven't told him that I'm a Tamaki, haven't I? He still doesn't know about that.
Well, given that everyone's been shouting your name.
True. Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. Everyone, I don't know.
And also, we might have told him during like kind of like the little just, like recap that we gave him.
No, it's fine. It's fine. If you want to reveal it to him, you can. This is a good time to.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess Ryoshi, you kind of see me kind of like I pull out because I'm still kind of wearing the clothing I got from Kanbei.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of pull out the it's got stuff that I wear when I'm at home. It's got my symbol of the flower on it.
All right.
The lily.
Very well. You begin to wear your normal attire with the symbol of your house emblazoned upon it.
Ryoshi, I am Tamaki Kai. I am son of Shinwa Kai. It's like, I'm the magistrate's son.
Ryoshi bows. Akasanga Ryoshi, of the Akasanga clan. You can call me Ryoshi. I've heard your name. Family has great honor.
Thank you. It is good to officially meet you by status and by name. These scrolls, as they are very important, like you said, because they are treasure. Our mission is to find the masters of Tianjia, to give them these scrolls so they may unlock its power. The Oni Daimyo is who we are after, and who are chasing us as well.
Is that so?
And the Sakura King seems to be the one that's the most hot on our trail, the one that killed the samurai.
Hiroshi looks over to the sunflower samurai that's on the bench. Yes. Well, if the Oni Daimyo is indeed after you, I'd recommend holding up at my place for a little bit at the Akasanga household. You, Tamaki, in particular, specifically, especially you, look very injured.
Indeed. Something I must ask you though, because I did forget, because since I was unconscious, I couldn't really say anything. There was an old guy, I forgot what his name was.
Yeah.
What did I write his name? I did write it down. Master Fogerling. Have you heard of him before? Older guy who plays Go? Or what was the game I was playing with him?
Go.
Michael? That was Go, okay. Yes, an older gentleman. I think he was a tiger?
He was Kitsune.
Kitsune, sorry, yes. In my mind, I just remembered tiger, but yes. He was a Kitsune. I had played a couple games ago with him, and he wished me to take his place in the Tacticians tournament, so he could take place in the Go tournament tonight.
Well, in your condition, that might be a little bit difficult. But, yes, I would still recommend you get a little bit of rest before you participate in such a tournament.
So,
what time of day is it?
well, we're gonna move swiftly on
Yeah.
from here, unless
Yep.
Takeshi or Kaito has anything they wish to add to the conversation before a rest
I,
cycle.
since we're kind of still like at the guardhouse, I'm gonna take a quick look at like the bounty board, if there is one at this location.
There's a lot of people and creatures and things.
Okay, but I don't recognize any like familiar faces on there, right?
Probably do, from infamy more than anything else.
Okay. As long as I don't see myself, I'll be fine.
Sure.
Because I've been very uncomfortable in the skin of an elf for like weeks. So I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I need to revert back to.
I want to point out, with the kitsune, this is also as natural of your form as the fox form is.
I guess that's true, yeah. But yeah, he also, to be more forthright with Ryoshi too, he'll want to do it anyways.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, because Yoshi still doesn't really know he's a kitsune.
All right. So,
Yeah,
do you shapeshift back?
yeah, I do. Yeah, and Yoki never knew. Yoki left before he ever actually got to see that.
Ah, so you are a kitsune.
Yes. While we were on the run, I thought that this form was a little too recognizable, but seeing as they probably already know that we're here anyways, I don't feel like we need to hide.
Roshi strokes his beard. He looks down at he looks at you menacingly. His eyes kind of focus on you, and his nah, she'll be fine. I don't recognize you.
Tamaki, I know you gotta go heal, but shouldn't the rest of us look for the scroll if it's missing?
I was about to ask you, like, did you see anything at the guardhouse while I was unconscious? Because they must have all been still on me.
A very angry samurai. It was about the only thing that I noticed.
Hey, words hurt, you know.
That's
Not-
As much as
Did
my
you-
katana hurts.
Did you leave it in the cage? Is it back? Maybe it fell out, or maybe it's in the river.
Well, you can keep talking about where it might be, or you can go look.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
we're
look.
gonna go look.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to move the scene here. Takeshi, you, as someone who isn't very injured, start to look around to try and find where the scroll went and retrace your steps, as it were. Tamaki and Kaito, you are both led by Ryoshi to the estate of the what was it called?
Akasanga.
Akasanga compound. Now, one thing that is brought up is that this is a noble household. That impropriety is met with execution. It is not a public space. It is not a guest house or a hotel. It is a compound for the families of the proud warrior clan. And again, you follow the right channels. You're not sneaking in or anything like that. But basically saying something dumb to one of the samurai is like, the samurai are sooner ready to execute you for smirches on their honor, because their life and death depends on it.
And I will probably be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Before
and also
entering the-
and also likewise, while you're at the compound, you have your own honor to uphold while you are within the area there. But we're gonna go have a long rest, during which can I get Takeshi to make me a survival check?
All right. There it is.
Nice.
Very good.
Wow.
All right. You've looked up and down throughout the guardhouse and found nothing. Retracing your steps back along the river, you don't seem to see any signs of it anywhere. But you do notice a set of wet footprints that seem to move from one of the docks, as well as a fishing rod and tackle that seem to be lying here next to it. You look around to see if you can find the fisherman, as it were, that might have left it, but to no avail. As the night begins to set in, it's probably better to go and catch up with the others. But you do know that that likely the scroll was last seen in the river during the rapids that swept you guys away from the samurai the first time.
Okay. I put the memory like this spot, and I'll come back in the morning then.
Sure, not a problem. All right. You guys rest and recuperate. Takeshi returns and I believe shares the information.
Yeah.
Concerned about what this might mean. I mean, maybe the scroll. I mean, falling into the water is bad anyway, but at least the scroll wasn't swept along the river and out of town. If this person, whoever this fisherman might be, has any information, it might be pertinent to ask them come morning. However, in the morning, you are roused by a knocking at Ryoshi's house.
Doggy jumps away. Oh, guys, slept too long. No. I missed the tournament.
Well, at least you're not dead.
Yeah, true. I was kind
Where
of
is
excited
she?
for that, though.
How you feeling?
I mean, I'm better. Just a little. Kind of take a look at myself, see how I'm doing.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit better. Still very, very injured.
Yeah.
Her, she would go into the door before a second knock must be uttered.
All right. As you go over to the door and you open it, out of the front you can see a small messenger. The messenger has like a small satchel around his waist, and as he does, he bows at Ryoshi. He says, "My lord, there's someone at the gate requesting permission. He says that he is in search of the companions you traveled with earlier yesterday."
Could you describe him? Did you see him?
He seems to be a Shinto priest of some kind.
Let him in. A single guard.
Hi. And he walks off. About 5, maybe 10 minutes later, Avarian, could you describe your character as you are being escorted by a single guard? Now, these aren't samurai. These are just kind of spearmen who guard the front entrance. But one of them is in your company.
I'm a. Don't think we settled on age. So probably late teens, early 20s. Mid-height, 5 foot odd individual dressed in dark blue robes, leaning heavily on a staff. I have a backpack with various accoutrements hanging off of it, and a fairly hefty-looking tome hanging off of my right hip, and off the left hip is a katana. You can see underneath the robe, you can see chainmail. Greetings, I am Fumihito.
Hiroshi bows. It is good to meet you. I am Akasanda Hiroshi. Pray, tell me, why did you find your way here to us?
Well, I was doing my morning routine down by the docks, and a strange object passed into my possession. I am seeking those with whom it belongs. And the largest disturbance that has happened in the town recently happened near your guard post. On questioning, led me here.
The guard seems to wait for Ryoshi to dismiss him if he needs to.
Thank you. You may go back to your post.
He bows and the guard moves off.
Lucky.
Yes.
No, the other Tamaki.
Your name's Tamaki too. Holy
I'm gonna roll a
crap.
performance check and morph into.
Yeah, I was kind of
Sorry, I
confused.
was-
Like he didn't even react. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he called out.
No, I thought he heard. I thought he said Keshi, but I know it was also.
I heard
Yes.
a blip.
Sorry. Yes, Ryushi.
I believe this priest has something of yours.
I will get up slowly because I'm still pretty injured, and I'll kind of.
The first thing you notice-
Gently coming up.
The first thing you notice, Fumihito, is this individual as he stands up and rises, bears the symbol of a house, the House Tamaki. Not overly famous, but a lesser house in Goka. But that's not what catches your eye first. What catches your eye first is signs of corruption on one of his arms. A fully scaled, monstrous arm seems to be grafted along one of his arms, and sort of has seized a great deal of it.
Good day.
Hello.
I am
Hello.
Fumihito from the Jade Temple.
Tamaki Kai from family Tamaki of Goka.
I believe you are searching for something.
We're searching for multiple things. What is it you think
Fair enough.
I'm searching
I'm glad you're both being so goddamn vague about this. We have 2 hours, gents.
Stretch! When I was down by the docks this morning, an object came into my possession. By order at the Jade Temple, focuses on making sure objects of certain esoteric nature are returned to the rightful owners or used in a good manner, or if not, or if cannot be, are contained at the temple. Through process of a bit of deduction, the commotion has led me to this doorstep, and your companion of the guard here has led me to you. I have a certain object on my body which potentially belongs to you, but I have concerns.
Does it look something like this? And I pull out the fire scroll, which has the same kind of.
He reveals another one of these artifacts.
Similar.
I believe what you have is what we're actually searching for.
Indeed. Would you mind having a seat with me and discussing its use and what your intentions with these objects are?
Of course. If the Jade Temple is now involved, I suppose I should tell you everything.
I wait to be shown to a table.
Sure.
Well,
no
first of all, yes, you may come in,
Thank you.
Tamaki,
Yes.
into my home.
But also keeping in mind, Ryoshi was very rude by having a conversation at the stoop.
Yes, please come in.
Yes, allow me to inform you of protocol when it comes to greetings, at least in areas of Minkai. The first thing that one would do when one receives a guest is to acknowledge the guest, bow to the guest, and if it is someone that is a stranger, to ask them their business. If you wish to continue business, or if you wish to continue talking, it is appropriate to invite them into your house, removing shoes as you enter, and providing a pair of house slippers to be worn inside the house at that time. There are several guest slippers that would always be available, regardless of how many, and you would then invite them in and serve them tea as the host of the house. After which, you would then discuss the matters at hand, usually in a sitting room of some kind, or depending on what space is got available to you.
That's exactly the process that Ryoshi goes through.
Beautiful. All right. In a sitting room, Ryoshi will step out for a moment. Takeshi, Kaito, or what are the two of you doing?
I'll be nearby so I can hear the conversation, but since I know it doesn't necessarily pertain,
Eavesdropping is a height of rudeness when it comes from adults.
it won't be eavesdropping. Like I'll make my presence known, but I'll like be like, this is a conversation between Tamaki and Hito.
Oh, you might need to fix your mic for a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just cut out for a second. But to go again, sorry. Again, eavesdropping is listening into conversations you're not a part of. So there is no I make myself known to be eavesdropping. That's like that's the extra strength route.
Yeah, that's just
now he's
that's
just-
just eavesdropping with
Just eavesdropping poorly.
yeah.
No, he'll sit down at the table then, and he won't address himself though until addressed though, because he knows.
Sure. All right, so you will sit down next to Tamaki. Takeshi, what about yourself?
I don't know what I think would I know this culture? Like,
Yes, this is a common culture. I mean, you've
Thing.
probably never done it. It's kind of like if you're playing a game of D&D in the fantasy setting. It's about knowing that you bow to the lords and the kings, etc., etc., etc.
yeah.
There is a
I
process.
probably- yeah,
You would
okay.
know equally that there is a process to things.
I just probably never done it, like you said.
No, well, I mean, not to this extent, but getting invited in and having tea. That's kind of basic.
Okay.
So yeah.
I will just follow. I will just follow the group. And
I'm kind of getting
I
the
will-
impression that you want to be a little bit clueless about the ins and outs. So what I'll say is that the one thing you do wrong is you will actually sit next to the monk, which is not.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this is not where you're supposed to sit in the exchange, because again, you'd have the business associates on one side, the person you're talking to on the other side, so that you can always make contact with them. It's an honesty type thing, but
I will gently gesture him to the other side of the table.
And I just say, Takeshi, kind of
Huh?
pat the ground next to me and gesture that he should be by me.
Oh,
Takeshi will get up and move across. Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
Excellent. Beautiful. All right. Now, at this point, Ryoshi comes in with the tea and serves everyone, including themselves. There's a fresh pot in the table between the lot of you as Ryoshi sits down to start the business discussion or to talk about the matters at hand.
Is it okay to compliment the host?
Yes, but given that you are on the same
Yes,
side of the
okay.
table, it's kind of like
Oh, gotcha.
it's
Okay.
to be expected.
So I wanna
The
compliment
host
him on
is
the
to
tea.
be expected to be quite good at this, and the tea is supposed
Yeah.
to be quite
Okay.
tasty.
Gotcha. Okay.
When Ryoshi is done serving tea to us, I will then return the favor and serve tea to Ryoshi.
Very well.
Okay. So, to start business, what I do is I take out the scrolls and I lay them out on the table one by one
All right.
to kind of show them how many I have.
The table is now covered in what looks to be 4 scrolls. For 4 scroll cases: fire,
Ah.
wind, wood, and metal.
Without
Sorry.
skipping him.
Sorry, fire, wood, metal, and that is it. You've got the wind one.
Without skipping a beat, Roshu makes sure that there's no tea.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
tea isn't bumped or anything, so it doesn't go
Oh,
everywhere.
I was gonna say I was gonna wait until all that we were finished, so I just kind of forgot the order of things, and yeah. So
Now, the table's large enough that you wouldn't have to put it near where you're drinking.
okay, good. Then I mentioned to Fumihito that there was or to the monk. We also had a earth one and a water one.
And what has happened to those two?
So our goal is to find the 5 masters of the elements. We are being targeted by the Oni Daimyo, and we are told our only hope is to find these masters and then possibly team up with them after delivering said scrolls. The water one has gone to the water master in Nagajor, and the earth scroll has been trusted with one of our companions, a earthen dwarf, who is with another Oni, but not a part of the Oni Daimyo, and she is being taught by him. So we're thinking maybe she might be able to find the earthen master, or be able to, unlock the scrolls herself. She's very talented.
Indeed.
And we were given this task by the master himself.
Oh yes, what was his name? Yin Lao?
Yinlo.
Yin Lao, sorry. I'm close. He was the one who entrusted us with these scrolls.
Am I aware of this individual, Michael?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Or the scrolls, but it sounds like the scrolls they qualify for these artifacts of protection.
So, my first concern, and would be the concern of the temple, is you show signs of corruption. Yet you are in possession of these items.
Yes. While in oh my god, I always forget that. Nagajor. We came across a storm hag who actually attached this to me. We fought some Finfolk, and I was with an Oni was traveling with us before, and me and him got separated from Kaito here.
That's also so basically in that sentence
I would tell him that story.
Yeah, in that sentence you have 3 triggers. He was corrupted by a witch. He travels with an Oni, and he has already given away one of the scrolls to one of his companions.
At this point, Hiroshi
Traveling with
is
them.
kind of sliding away-ish from Tamaki. Visible
say-
concern in his eyes.
Well, I'd say Ryoshi's expression here is less of like I would say it's I mean, okay, I want you to imagine if you would that each of these scrolls was like the Mona Lisa, right? Old,
Yeah.
ancient art,
No.
part of the culture that is inherently tied to this land itself. And obviously in this particular instance, having given one away to a person being trained by an Oni, by someone who's corrupted by a sea hag and who also traveled with an Oni, these are huge red flags.
So, I think you can start seeing the concern that Jade Temple might have with these scrolls traveling this group.
I believe I might agree.
I understand.
Now-
Without
May I ask the identity of this traveling companion?
I mean, if I must, it's Hasune.
Hasune. Last name?
She actually didn't have a last name, or did she?
Location?
Shoot, what was the name of that? I do have the map.
He's kind of right above Naga.
Yeah, it was like
It was in
it was in Quain, right?
Huh?
It was in the
No, it was
Like
in the
area of
seething.
Quain?
It was in the Seething Hills.
Oh yeah, that's what it was called.
yeah Quain, Old Seething Hills. I just read the big one. Like there's Nagajor, and then there's Quain, and then
Yep.
there's Lanshin. So I kind of say Quain, but yeah, the Seething Hills.
Yeah, but she didn't. She wasn't. You didn't leave her an outpost, did you?
Oh yeah, we left her at
A war camp filled with hobgoblins. Led by an Oni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. At this point in time,
I don't lie. I definitely do say all
At
of
this
it.
point in time, would it be considered rude if Ryoshi went over to the other side, where Fumihito is located?
I think protocol would be more that you would shift your seating to an intermediary position between the two. So you would
Yeah.
have two on. You'd have the three of them on. Oh, yeah, three of them on one side, him on the other, and then you in the middle. You would
Yeah.
never swap to the other side.
All right.
Just a sign of like, yeah, I'm not necessarily associated with that.
He also looks at his katana stand, which is probably a couple of feet, like maybe 10 feet away. You're wondering how quickly he can get to it before they draw their weapons.
Wouldn't be hard. Wouldn't be hard.
Wouldn't be hard, no.
My weapon's not on me. I left all my stuff out.
However, you do all get the inside bonus from Ryoshi if anyone wants to make a perception check to see if they notice him eyeballing his weapons.
I will. Uh, 24.
No, absolutely. Kaito, unfortunately, is enjoying his tea. Oh,
Yeah.
Takeshi, you absolutely know that Ryoshi is not picking for a fight, but is preparing for one. Now, keeping in mind, you guys
Yes.
only have known Ryoshi for like a day. He's given you a
Yeah.
warm bed to sleep in for the night, but that's about it. Like, you haven't, you don't actually know too well who this person is or what their motivations might be. So both Takeshi and Tamaki, seeing a samurai at the ready is kind of a scary thing. He, however, is not wearing any of the samurai armor at this present time. You don't receive guests in your armor. But yeah, that weapon's definitely dangerous.
Seeing that, I say, as a Tamaki, I give you my word, we have no ill will towards these scrolls. We only mean to find the masters. We are on short time, though.
So, are you the first son?
I am the third. No, I am the second son. The first son, actually, we met back in Nagajor. I met up with my brother, Hiro, in Nagajor. He was protecting the Water Master's younger sister, the new Water Master, from the Water Hag. With that perception check, do I also notice the concern with Fumihiko in the arm? Has he been eyeing my arm?
I've been eyeing all of you.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding it.
As for the arm, Lunk, after the witch hag has given me the arm, I actually, we cut her down ourselves. I did not wish for this arm, but it is something I can no longer detach myself from. I need this arm to continue. I no longer have my other one, as it got lost in the battle.
Well, you see, the arm is but one of the many concerns that now have encroached. So,
If you wish to hang on to the scrolls, I do not see a reason why I need to hang on to them. But, however, then we will be traveling with you.
Hey.
You must come with us to help if you're going to hang on to your scroll.
very interesting proposition. The
Now-
Jade Temple would like to see Sorry,
Yeah.
Michael.
Now here's a couple of pieces. First of all, the Jade Temple does not mess about. These things are weapons fundamentally, and if whoever or whatever is able to open them and learn its contents, it could be a massive detriment to the world as you know it. The temple protocol would suggest that you capture the scrolls and then return to the Jade Temple so that you can actually place them under the protection of the Jade Palace. However, that being said, it is not necessarily how you might react, because you, as an agent of the Jade Temple, have free reign to make the decisions as you see fit. Ryoshi, you realize exactly what's at stake here, which is a lot more than you originally had planned. As a samurai, you were supposed to be guarding the bridge when you bumped into these guys, only to have to fight the freaking Sunflower Samurai. The battle was hard, and just hearing about the kind of dangers that these people face, such as that samurai, you're now at that point where you're like, okay, this might be dangerous. These people here are in real danger. Especially if the Sunflower Samurai isn't the one who's like at the top, you know, like, yeah, these scrolls are in danger. That's what you guys get from the conversation. Real quick before we move on, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to our 2 raiders, guys. Thank you so much from the guys who came in through with Thomas and the Forgeling.
Hello.
Nice to see you guys. Welcome in. Thank you for all the kind words as you jumped in chat. I love you guys. I hope that your stream went well. I hope that whatever you were building, crafting, or drawing, it looked amazing. I definitely need to check out the VOD a little later. And next up, of course, Roll for Perception coming in with their raid. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Margaret. I'm a Desert Gamer. I do TTRPGs here in this space. This is just my little hangout place, but I'm also a regular stabled player in a bunch of really cool shows, such as For Careful Cantrip and Quincy's Tavern. If you want to follow me and all my shenanigans, hit that follow button. Come check out all the cool stuff I do. Today we are playing Pathfinder 2nd edition. We are playing a variation of the Ruby Phoenix adventure. Our heroes are Kaito, Tamaki, and Takeshi are on a quest to try and give several magical scrolls to masters of the elemental arts so that they might unlock secret powers to overthrow an Oni daimyo within a city. We have 2 new players, or 2 new characters who are joining the adventure. Ryoshi, a dwarven samurai from the city they're currently in, who had protected them from a sunflower-smelling samurai who was trying to steal the scrolls, and a new character, Fumihito, who has uncovered one of the scrolls that has been, I wouldn't say discarded, but it was like during the commotion, one of the scrolls left the possession of our heroes and have come into the possession of Fumihito. Fumihito is also a monk from the Jade Temple whose goal it is to find, capture, and store safely reliquies of the nature of these scrolls. So that's kind of where we are, what we're doing. Where we are actually is in Ryoshi's house as they're all chatting. But yeah, that's it. Also, if you want to interact with the story, guys, look at our channel points, have a chat in the actual, chat box and stuff. Or if you want to donate, feel free to donate, because we have a lot of really cool things that you can do. We are, how far are we from a boss fight? We are $75, $72.50. There we go, down the bottom there. We are $72.50 from dropping a boss fight on this group, which would be hilarious. Hilarious. In the middle of Ryoshi's house. All right, just saying.
Rude, disturbing the meeting of a noble.
All right, let's keep going then, shall we? Fumihito, you and Ryoshi have heard the words of Tamaki and what the plans are, what's happening.
So, I would like to see these scrolls either contained, or if the stakes are as dire as you say, return to the rightful owners of them. Although I fear one of them may not have made it already. So I will accept your proposal for carrying the scrolls. And I will accept that we may have to look into their use. I have one requirement, and that is that we stop by the Jade Temple. so that I can confirm a few things with the priests and with the librarians before we continue.
Does Tamaki know where the Jade Temple is?
The Jade Temples are in the mountains to the east. Not too far away, but still about maybe a week's worth of travel. Which you know that you have already agreed to help out the old man in the Scholars Tournament within the next 3 days.
So it's still in Minkai.
You're still in Minkai, yeah.
No, I mean the Jade Temple's in Minkai.
Oh, yeah, it's still in Minkai, yes.
Okay. The tournament's 3 days. Oh, okay. The tournament's 3 days away. I thought it was the same night that I was. Okay, so that makes it's a little bit better.
I would also agree with taking these items to the Jade Temple.
I'm okay with taking to the Jade Temple. I will mention where we're heading next is the Force of Spirits. We believe the Master of the Air might be there.
Fair.
And also, I wish before we go to the Jade Temple, is it okay if we wait until the end of a tournament? That I promised a master here, not a master of the scrolls. His name is Master Bojaling.
There are resources here that I can use to start my research, and I believe that this household would be sufficiently protected that they may be able to house the scrolls for a number of days.
My house is welcome to you, priest, but I must talk with my grandfather about housing such powerful reliquies and the protection
Certainly.
of such items.
I would not impose on you. Until the decision has been made, I can either carry the scrolls on me, or I can remain here.
Ryoshi, would you like me there with you when you talk to your grandfather? If he wishes to speak to a Tamaki, or is it more private to you that I'm not there?
I will have an informal meeting, and from there we will see if we shall have a formal one. If we
Okay.
do require a formal meeting, you will be part of that.
Okay, no problem.
Perhaps all of you will be part of that.
All right.
And also, Fumihito, if it would help ease your fears about what happened to the Earth Scroll, the Earth Master himself told us to give it to who we found as a worthy successor, and we made our judgment for that.
And he plans to teach his ways to Hatsune as well. So anything he learns, he can teach to her as well.
I'll take that into consideration. Well, that is a very
As for
heavy
that-
conversation.
I slide the scrolls across the table to the monk.
Pick up the
These are
scrolls.
yours. These are in your care now. Be careful.
You are welcome to rest here, whilst I go find out if I arrange a meeting with my grandfather. Please do not leave the house.
I don't plan to. I am here to recover under your aid. Thank you again, Yoshi.
I may also send some healers out this way as well, just to tend to the rest of your wounds.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to say that sending for healers will afford you some measure of, obviously, healing and the like. We'll talk about how much in a moment. But I'm going to give Takeshi. Takeshi's been very patient, and I appreciate that, my good friend.
Yeah.
What is Takeshi up to?
What am I up to? He's all confused. Like, he gets what's happening, but he's just like, I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm just going to follow everybody else's path. Right, like they're. What am I trying to say? I'm following everybody else, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation, so I'm just
Oh.
listening. Yeah.
All right. Very
Takeshi,
well.
I have something I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
But first, also Ryoshi, after I've healed a bit, are we allowed to do some training here? Is there like a training grounds?
At the side. There are also practice weapons there as well.
Okay, sounds good. Takeshi, after I've healed up for a little while, would you maybe like to do some would you like to spar with me?
Sure. I would. I need some. I
I
need some training myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
have a rematch.
feel like have a rematch between the two of us because you're obviously way better than I am, and I could obviously learn something from you as well.
All right.
What is Fumihito going to be doing?
Well, I'm going to be waiting here until we have a chance for the meeting with the grandfather, so I'm going to pull out my tome, and I'm going to attempt to see if I have anything written down about the Seven Scrolls. Basically, hoping to test lore esoterica to see if I can determine anything about them.
All right, not a problem. You'd have to make a check for that, I believe.
Yep.
Wow, nice.
All right, with a 29. The scrolls themselves are old beyond what you obviously you knew that they were old, right? But the thing is they're even older than you had suspected. In the ancient times, there was a great and powerful beast that came to the land from across the seas. There was no idea as to what this creature was or its desire, but it was said to have rampaged for 7 days and 7 nights until a samurai and a company of warriors battled against this giant and managed to defeat it using the special techniques and seals used within these several scrolls. However, so great was the power of these people that the seals were made to lock away that power until such a time as it was needed again, with prayers going to that it would never come to that.
I'll start making additional notes in the tome about this. I'm assuming that's going to take me quite a while.
Yeah. You got, like I said, you've got plenty of time to update your materials and the like. All right. So, if you would bear with me for one moment. Ryoshi, describe your home, please.
The Takamaki household, sorry, not the Takamaki household. The Akasanga household is actually it is a series of buildings where people have their own house or their own unit. Ryoshi is one of these people. In the center of this, for want of a better word, estate, a small estate, there is a single large house where the head of the family dwells, which is Ryoshi's grandfather, grandmother, and their eldest children, which would be his uncle and aunt, right? His uncle or aunt. That is where they reside. It's a rather beautiful place. There's a smithy to one side where Ryoshi spends a lot of his time. There's a bonsai garden that one of Ryoshi's siblings would probably be working in. It's a beautiful place. It's a combination of stone brick housing and nature working together in tandem.
All right, very nice. As you eventually come through the compound, you can see that several of your relatives wave at you. Some smiling, some like kind of busy with whatever chores that they happen to be doing, until eventually you come to this very, very large castle. The castle itself has a huge courtyard, and it looks quite impressive. So there are countless guards that stand at the ready all over throughout the actual area in front of you. These massive gates that seem to lock up. You can see that there's 2 guards here from your branch family who allow you to pass with no problem. And inside, you can see a multi-tiered citadel ready for battle. Though it has been many years since battle had taken place here. I think we may have lost Takeshi, maybe?
Oh no.
But we'll see.
He looks kind of frozen.
Yeah, he's kind of frozen. Well, we'll see then. Yeah, there he goes.
Oh,
There it is.
Okay. That's fine. I'm sure he'll be back. Thankfully, it didn't
Yeah.
shift the stuff. All right. Now, as you enter, the first person you see is... how old is Takeshi, how old is Ryoshi, by the way?
Roshi is probably entering his middle ages of being a dwarf, so perhaps around the 60 mark, 60 to 70.
Okay. So this is what looks to be your uncle. A rather tall individual for a dwarf with his stature. He sees you approaching and he says, nephew,
Uncle, it is good to see you.
and you as well. I heard that you had guests over last night.
Yes, a group of them.
How unusual. Is everything all right?
Ryoshi goes to stroke his beard and then realizes who he's talking to and then puts his hand back down. Yeah, I'm wondering if grandfather's free.
Grandfather is able to talk to you. What would you ask of him?
Is this an uncle that Ryoshi likes? Like one he can trust?
Kind of. I trust, yes, but this guy, okay, so between your father and this uncle, there's a lot of debate as to who will take over once your grandfather dies.
Okay.
There is no winner in this horse. They're both quite upstanding samurai.
Yeah.
In their own right.
There is a danger that is following these people. They have run afoul of Ernie. They mentioned an individual known as the Ernie Daimyo.
Yes, no, we know of the Oni Daimyo. He currently holds a firm grip over the lands to the far west. The ports which travel between here and Galarian are all but controlled by the Oni Daimyo. It has caused much displeasure to her empress.
This group of people are seen to be chased by the Daimyo. The Daimyo is after something that these people possess.
And what might that be?
Some ancient scrolls. I'm
Scrolls.
not sure.
Magics indeed.
However, perhaps it would be the reason why I wish to have a chat with grandfather is to have an official meeting with these people and with the household, because I see an opportunity, Uncle.
Well, you are a smart boy. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Just be careful. Grandfather is not as young as he used to be. and the demons that haunt his past still haunt him to this day.
I understand. Thank you.
He bows at you and then continues on his way. All right. Now that Takeshi's back.
Yep.
Little delay.
Perfect timing.
No. I actually intentionally delayed it so that Rock didn't have to miss out. All right.
Thank you.
Moving into the Grandmaster's chamber.
Hiroshi would sit down into Caesar and await grandfather to appear, from which he will counter when.
Oh no, he's already in there.
Yeah.
I write a lot of essays for
Right.
school, but I also
Quit that, you. There we go.
He's watching.
Oh,
you.
grandfather, you're sounding very
Grandfather
smart.
definitely does sound like he's sounds like he's having problems. All right, there we go.
Grandfather, what are you watching?
All right, so behold.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Actually, you know what? Let me try it this way. I think this will be a better way to do it.
It's Solid Snake.
Asian.
Asian Solid Snake.
Ancient Asian solid snake.
Where is it gone?
It's awesome.
No, I've lost my thing. No.
No.
No. Why?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Is that then?
Oh, his grandpa's angry. He's gonna fight Ryoshi.
All right, there we go.
And boss battle.
No, not quite.
Yeah.
But you
I
do
see
see,
you come for
Quick,
me,
spend your
Ryoshi.
$75.
but you do
now.
see your grandfather in battle with several of the gods.
Oh shit.
As you enter, your grandfather stands before 3 soldiers, each armed with spears. Their weapons start to thrust and stab in his direction, which he dodges deftly. Grabbing hold of one of the spears, you watch as he uses his other bare hand and snaps it in half, before taking it and then planting it into the foot of the soldier that attempted to stab him. You can see that 2 more get up behind him. One reaches over his shoulders with the staff held horizontally and then thrust and pulls it back so as to pull him away from the other individual. You watch as your grandfather twists his hands around to make an X shape, grabbing onto the staff before ducking down and then hip throwing the guy over his shoulder onto the ground and disarming him, taking the spear. He swings it above his head as almost like a disc. Several loops go around as he then has it pointed towards the last of the assailants. This one has 2 swords, a katana and a wakizashi. And as he steps forward, you watch as your grandfather starts to thrust the blade, the tip of the spear directly towards him. Sparks clash as the swords exchange one after the other. The blows sending a ring almost like a bell every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, getting faster and faster with each succession. But as it does so, what seems to be the god overwhelming your grandfather with 2 sword attacks happening every few seconds. Ba, 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 ba. Suddenly you watch as the speed continues to increase, and the guy with 2 swords seems to realize that the speed is increasing. But in order to keep up with the speed, the strength of each blow starts to soften, and he starts to lose his footing. He starts to walk backwards. And as he does so, your grandfather continues to move forward, thrusting one attack after the other, until eventually the guy who is at the back, the guard, crashes into a weapons rack on the side of the room. And he falls to the ground, and there's just this of wind as the blade points to him. Your grandfather then smiles and reaches his hand down to help. The guy who got stabbed in the foot, his foot is bleeding and it is sore, but he doesn't seem to be worse for wear. The other guy who got flipped onto the ground is kind of helped him out. And they all line up, and you watch as your grandfather bows to them. I'm not going to go into it because, we got like limited time, but he basically gives them pointers on each of their stances, how they can improve, and how proud he is of how far they've come. They thank him for the lesson, and leave the chambers. As he sees you standing in the hallway, he gestures at you and asks you to come join.
They certainly have improved, haven't they, grandfather?
He sits down and doesn't say a word to you initially. He waits for a few moments, and a person comes in with 2 cups of tea on a plate. They lay it down before each of you, along with some small biscuits. And once they leave, he then addresses you. Yes. They've trained much for what is to come. Though the Oni may have been defeated from Minkai, it is still too early to lay our weapons to rest. At any point in time, the Empress may call upon us, and we have to be ready. Remember this, Ryoshi. We are not here for politics or policing. That is not our purpose. But listen to me. Tell me, how are you, my boy?
Concerned. I am worried, grandfather. Something's happened in the past day.
Oh, really? Concerned already, this early in the day, for matters that are already in the past?
Matters that can affect the future, grandfather. Have you heard of the scrolls of many styles?
Only through whispers and rumors. I have heard that a great many powerful warriors once sealed away their great techniques within these scrolls.
What if I said they were here in the compound?
I would say then you have invited most interesting guests to our home.
I agree. Ones that have been beset by the Oni Daimyo.
I see. Troublesome news indeed.
An
Well,
opportunity, grandfather.
I see. Well, if an opportunity is what you believe this to be, then who am I to close the door upon such a thing?
He'll take a sip of his tea. Would you like a formal meeting with these individuals?
Please. And if, I would love to see the scrolls personally myself. It's not every day that relics of such legend are brought to your very doorstep.
They're currently at my place, at my house.
Excellent. We shall see you soon then.
Thank you.
He bows and smiles at you. And as you leave, he says, also grab something to eat on the way out. Your grandmother will worry if she sees you so thin.
Roshi smiles. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
He bows. Well, he more nods. People of his standing don't bow, but you know, like it's
Roshi.
yeah.
Roshi will bow deeply.
All right. During the meeting with the samurais, what are the rest of you doing? I know that Tamaki. Sorry, hold on. No, Fumihito was resting and just awaiting for word. Kaito, Tamaki, and Takeshi. The three of you... Well, basically the three of you are free and roaming, but you are... I mean, a discussion about like the fact that your scrolls have now been relinquished to another order is maybe a conversation you guys want to have.
Kaido, Takeshi, what do you think about this decision?
I'm concerned by it. We were given this goal by, basically my father, and it's very, very important. But as long as the monk keeps his word and does not just throw them into some vault somewhere, and we are able to get them to where they belong, then
The Jade
be fine.
Palace is very honorable, and
The Jade Palace is more akin to a museum.
Yeah.
Warrior scholar monks who put historical artifacts and lock them away for protection.
I would say once the Oni Daimyo has been dealt with, I'm okay relinquishing the scrolls over to the Jade Palace.
True.
We won't need them anymore afterwards. It's not like we have a use for them. I know the masters are training and, gaining power using them, but after the threat is dealt with, I mean, they'll already have all the power they need. They won't really need the scrolls anymore.
Yeah, and they might be able to
Yeah.
impart their wisdom on others that
Yeah.
they
Plus-
deem worthy.
Then the Jade Palace can deem, like you were saying, the Jade Palace can decide who would be the next successors and pull another team together to bring new masters in the future.
Takeshi, you were at the Temple of the Wave and actually met the Water Master. I'm going to give you the following information. You can decide what you would like to do with this if you would like. You know that the Water Master hated the other masters. Outrightly. Like, very, very well known.
Okay.
She knew that what was in the scrolls was too powerful, which is what killed her sister, who was the original Master of the Waves. And she said to you, a number of occasions, that in many ways, those scrolls should be destroyed. They should not be allowed to wreak havoc upon the world. This opinion changed and dampened over time, the further time that passed since the death of her sibling. But the one thing that dawns on you, Takeshi, is that sealing these scrolls away isn't about protecting some piece of paper. That if putting these scrolls away and out of circulation, you wouldn't be training new masters. You would have to also potentially get rid of the people who had learnt from these scrolls. Those who could pass on these techniques that are incredibly dangerous.
True.
About that implication.
Yeah.
This is what Takeshi comes up with from Takeshi's discussions previously with the former master, or the Master of the Wave. Whether or not you want to share that is up to you, or how you wish to share it.
I don't. I don't say that she it is, but I say I was I was under the Water Master, and she gave me enlightenment that these scrolls are too powerful for anybody, and they should be like the J-Pal, if they put them into the if they put them into the thing safes or whatever to keep it safe, that it's good for the world, not people to not know the power because they're too powerful for one person. But then she mentioned there's the problem. There's people out there that know it, and they can pass down the training to each person. So I don't think I believe in this point of her view is to destroy the people who already know the ways of these scrolls. But it kind of makes sense to me though too. But I wouldn't rightly do that myself. I wouldn't be the person that will go out and hunt them down and kill them, because I don't think that's right. But
maybe other people might have that same idea and actually act upon that, which would then put her at risk.
If that's the case, then maybe I have another thought. Maybe once this is all done, if we have to, because we're the ones who started this, we could also be the ones that fixes it.
I think we should definitely.
Depending on the people that, have this power.
I think we should also definitely bring or ask the monk if their plan is to not only keep these scrolls safe, but to eliminate those that might know, because that is
True.
not something that I would be comfortable with.
Well, yeah, in that case, why are we even bringing these scrolls to the new masters? It's just involving new lives.
The
But
take
at
out
the
the I don't know. I've been with you guys for a little bit. I wasn't there from the beginning. So you're saying they're giving these scrolls to these masters so they can come together and defeat the
Yes.
dino, right?
That was
But
the
Yes.
plan, yeah. But
why
if
do
it-
they have to be the ones to destroy them?
Because no one else that has the power to has done anything about it. Seems like the only people that actually have concerns about the daimyo are ones that are either too powerless to help, and the ones that do have the power are either getting that power partially from them or just turn a blind eye. So we're doing what we can.
if it turns out that these, because once again, if Fumihito the monk is, because he's the one who has the scrolls now, they're in his care. We are going with him, so whatever he decides to do with them, we kind of have to agree with. The Jade Palace is, they are the sacred keepers of magical artifacts, so they kind of get the say of, but at the same time, if Fumihito decides that, these scrolls are going to be helpful in these masters that we find, because also he gets to then decide who the masters are. Being as someone as he seems to have a very good judgment character. He didn't trust me at first, which I have done very bad things.
I was like,
It
good judgment
doesn't-
character
Yes.
would not trust you.
It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like
Or me.
he alone will have decision. I think the other monks he will talk to the other monks and make the decision.
We don't know who he
Which
answers
we will
to.
have to go. We will be going to the Jade Palace after a couple of days pass, which we will hear their decision then, in which we will have to agree with that decision.
At this
What
point,
happens-
you get the strong smell of sweet pork buns as the door opens and Ryoshi enters with a rather sizable tray of hot steaming pork buns.
Whoa. Welcome back,
Well,
Ryoshi.
This is the question that's not meant to be answered right now. But just keep in mind, what do we say or do if they do decide to lock them up? Like I said, doesn't
that's
have
the
to be
Jade
answered
Palace's
now.
decision.
But that does contradict
Yeah.
with our goal.
That's when you have faith in the Jade Temple.
Mhm.
Would you like some pork buns?
I would
Yes,
love some
please.
pork buns.
Oh, well, then you can go to the kitchen and get your own.
He then starts shoveling fistfuls of pork buns in your mouth. I love it. Dwarves and their stomachs.
No, I want to buy. No, just kidding. This
Now-
is heresy. No, it's
Now, importantly, my grandfather, the head of the Akasanga family, will be coming down shortly.
Wait, we're not going to him?
No, you're going to him.
Oh, we'll be going to him
Oh.
shortly.
I was like, whoa,
I
your
was
grandpa's
like, wow.
cool.
Yeah, he comes out to the.
Actually, sorry, just a real quick on capping on the names, just before I get myself wrapped up in it. What is your character's first name?
Roshi.
Okay, because Ryoshi is like in culture would be a super familiar way to address you.
Yeah.
So, what would you, I guess? Because here's the thing: if people call you Ryoshi, they're like family and like super close.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like normally people address each other by their last names.
Yeah.
So what was your last name again? It was
Akasanga.
Akasanga-san. That would be the proper way to address you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how Tamaki is his family, name, and Kai is his first name.
Correct.
But Kaito doesn't have any other name.
All right. So I'm going. So basically, everyone should be calling you Akasanga-san.
Alright.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Unless you want to swap it around. I mean, that's an easy way to do it.
That's fine.
Yep, okay.
Akasanga.
I might
Not a
forget the song if that's okay, because I might not remember to do it all the time.
Yeah. So
This
That's why I picked the
Dude.
shorter name.
yeah. All right. So what was I saying? Yes. Cool. So Akasanga-san will actually. You know what? I'm gonna also help my audience here and change your name a little bit here, just so that until the time where until the time where your characters are familiar with each other.
Yeah.
By the way, Akasanga, the medics never, or the healers never did stop by.
They did. You were
They
just asleep.
Akasanga looks
Why
over.
don't I feel better?
He looks. He looks
Because you're looking at stats and not what actually happened, Neil. It's not my fault you don't know how to meta.
So he looks over
I know,
to
I'm
like
just
the
kidding.
pile. He looks over to the pile of bandages and empty vial glasses.
Yeah, and I also noticed that you're not on like 0 hit points. What's up with that? It's almost like you've been healed, Neil.
Thank you, Michael.
You don't get healed to full health after being beaten to death.
All of a
These
sudden,
guys,
Neil's
these
hit
guys,
points
look at this.
slowly start
Neediest players
decreasing
ever.
over time.
Did you take a piece of the flower of immortality or something?
All right.
My family's base around the bed. No.
Turns out the medic
Where else?
actually let his scalpel slip into your throat and slit it.
All right, there we go. Done. There, you've gotten some healing. Enjoy. Okay. So, unless there's any protesting, do you guys go and get Fumihito?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Together with Fumihito, a lot of you make your way to the Grandmaster's compound, and are brought before a very, very noble-looking samurai.
I bow, right? Yeah, bow.
Like, isn't it like you kind of kneel on the mat and then you bow?
You would more walk into the center, bow, then you would kneel on the tatami, which are in front of you.
I'll do that.
All right.
I do it with some very nervous trepidation because he's very intimidating.
Do I do one thing
It
wrong?
reminds me of mine.
Yeah. Let's say that the thing you do wrong is you sit on your butt rather than on your knees.
Ah, okay.
Which is fine. I mean, you're not accustomed to like meeting like people who are effectively nobles or anything like that. So
I probably just knew to bow.
yeah. Well, you're kind of mimicking everyone, but when they kneel, you kind of interpret that as sitting. So you just kind of sit.
Okay.
All right.
So when I walk in, I pull my katana out by the saya and I tie the hilt, and then set it down in front of me.
Okay. Very good. That is
Oh.
that is also a traditional way that one would enter a room with the katana.
That's a very good point.
Yep.
I will take my scarf and fold it up, having the symbol of my family facing up, and then place it in front of me.
Very nice. Very nice. All right.
My bow. in front of me then?
He just
Very well.
throws it.
Everybody.
Very well. You place your bow in front of you. He bows and says, "Welcome to my home. My grandson speaks highly of you, and you have made yourselves very honorable guests. I am." By the way, did you have a name for your grandfather?
I did not.
All right. I am Hitoshi. No, is that right? No. Where does Hitoshi sound familiar? Is that one of your family, Neil?
No, mine is the Tamaki.
No. I said, do you have a family member
my
named
dad-
Hitoshi?
No.
Okay, good.
Or-
Then it is Hitoshi Akasanga-san.
Oh, that was my dead dad.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was like, oh wait a minute, that was mine.
No, we can stick with the Toshi.
no. I
fine.
can think of another one.
Multiple names,
God damn
the
it.
same name across the world.
All right,
It
hold
could
on.
be
I
a
got
thing.
one.
all
I got one.
related.
It's like, yeah, that does sound familiar. Oh yeah, because it's mine.
Sarutobi. There we go. Sarutobi Akasanga-san.
Sarutobi.
Leader of the Akasanga clan.
It is nice to formally meet you, Akasanga-san. I am Tamaki Kai of the Tamaki family in Goka.
I am
My
aware
father
of your
is Shin.
family, young Tamaki,
Oh,
as well as your
I'm
your traveling companions. There's been
I'm
much to
very
be said about the travels of your journey up until late. My son says that you have faced many dangers and many challenges which have led you to our doorstep, and that you carry not only a heavy burden with you, but something of great power.
in fact, you are correct, Grandmaster. Fumihito, would you show him the scrolls?
The Jade Temple sends its regards. I lay the scrolls out in front.
He looks at them with his eyes, not with his hands. As he does so, he says, "Marvelous. These are as strange to me as I imagine to most who do not practice in such things. I've seen only a few creations of this level of, should we say, magic. I think the Westerners call it. And what is your intent with these? Is it truly to strike back at the Oni that reside in Goka?"
It is, in fact, as you say. We have discovered that the Oni have been, because it was that they set up they have a fighting ring down below Goka that they have set up. We found out because they were setting something up, and I decided to investigate and take part, only to find out that it is in fact correct. We managed to get out of Goka, but they are.
He sort of stops listening to you. Like, that's... Yep. He says
Yeah.
the answer was yes, by the way.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. We've already found. Our goal is to find the masters for these scrolls, and we've already found 2 of them. We believe one to be in the Forest of Spirits, and that's where we're heading next. After the Jade Temple, of course.
I see. Well, you needn't worry any further. Your journey will come to an end here. If worthy successors to these scrolls you seek, then you have found no better place than here with the warriors of the Akasanga clan. Loyal, reliable, strong, and just as driven to face the Oni that you yourself claim to wish to defeat. These will provide great tools and weapons to wield against them and their tremendous power.
Do you think they could be able to wield such magic safely. I feel like lately the people that we've come across have a special attunement to them.
My family is strong. My warriors guard the safety of the Empress herself. There are no stronger warriors in this or any land.
Yeah, I meant no disrespect.
Unfortunately, we already promised them to Fuyuhito. He was going to bring them to the Jade Temple and find out, the current standing. Like he was going to ask them about that. So, about bringing them to the Masters, and we have kind of given him the authority of the job that we were given to find the Masters. So it is currently up to him now.
My apologies, Akasaka-san, but I must first consult with the Jade Temple, and the scrolls will have to travel with me.
He leans back and he says, "Then it is I who must apologize to you, Fumihito-san. For I cannot allow such a great weapon against the Oni to simply slip from beneath our usage."
I'm gonna turn towards Akasanga and nearly Ryoshi. How is he reacting towards this?
My grandfather has a point. These powerful weapons should be in the hands of those who are fighting the Oni, and the Akasanga family are well known at fighting Oni. However, he does have a certain respect for the Jade Temple.
He does, and he will say that, of course, no harm will come to you or your friends. Nor will I ignore the advice and counsel of those who are more familiar with using reliquaries such as this. I will permit you to contact the Jade Temple, but until such a time, the scrolls will remain under our charge. And you watch as he gestures, and several of the sliding doors open, and about 6 samurai all step out. Now, these are not guards. These are brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles of Akasanga-san, or Ryoshi. And as they step forward, they don't have their weapons drawn, but this is a show of force, as it were. Definitely very clear painted on the walls. All right, what do you do?
Fumihito?
I have a great admiration for your clan and your family, Akasanga-san. But the legends surrounding these scrolls dictate who can use them. And unless your samurai has shown an affinity for the element or material that the scroll represents, it will cause greater harm to them than any Oni that you encounter. I beg of thee to let us leave with them. They are not a simple tool to be used. They are a danger and a power on their own right, and they must be handled carefully.
Make a diplomacy check.
Tamaki says after Fumihito says that says, "You must also be able to read them. Believe me, I've tried."
There
There it is.
As usual.
Wait. Is Fumihito just Yuki in disguise?
Surprise! It was me
Player,
and my crap
not
rolls the whole
character,
time.
Player.
Yuki's
All
older
right.
brother.
So, as you say that, he basically stands. He won't say anything further. At this point, Ryoshi, you know that while it wasn't intended, Fumihito just besmirched your strength, your honor, your capabilities, and your family, all in one sentence.
Whoa! Impressive.
At this point, your grandfather stands up, and you could see that there's a look in his eyes. You saw it once when you were a child, where a soldier, on the battlefield, said, laid out a curse upon the family. It was the same, like, kind of downward gaze, and with his katana in a single blow, lopped the head off this individual. There was no chance for seppuku because of what this dude had said. He was just, executed, fundamentally. You've seen that look on him before, and you see it once again. But he instead turns, and the rest of the 6 other members of your family approach. 2 of which immediately go and seize the scrolls, and the other 4 grab hold of Kaito, Takeshi, Tamaki, and Fumihito. Not like aggressively. It's like you're being escorted. And they will try and drag you out of this chamber, not to a jail cell, but they will drag you to Ryoshi's house.
I won't struggle because that would just make things worse.
All right.
Last time I did, I almost got my head blown off. So.
Anyone wishing to struggle?
Nope. Tamaki is distressed because he knows.
Oh yeah, this is
nothing good
definitely not a
comes
great
from this.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Fumihito's
but,
like,
yeah.
like it's on the tip of his tongue. I could flip this whole script right now.
I can blow this powder keg up if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Roshi's gonna
have to reassess the situation. I will let them temporarily remove me.
All right. Yep. Again, he hasn't, like, the 2 that have the scrolls, you notice, like, put them in, like, what looks to be a chest, lock the chest, and then, like, sort of leave it with the Grandmaster. Takeshi, what about yourself?
Well, I see that the rest aren't struggling, so I'm just gonna not struggle myself either.
All right. And Ryoshi, you're not being escorted, but obviously, they're being taken to your house. You get told by them as you're walking. It's like they're not prisoners. They're not what do you call it? They're not restrained in any way. But until the Grandmaster reaches his final decision in regards to the Temple of Jade, you are in charge of watching over these people.
Roshi will nod. Aksanga will nod. That's to be expected. This could have gone a lot better. He thinks to himself, maybe the monk shouldn't have said anything. It's fine.
Quietly thinks that to himself while staring at the monk, just like, no. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Can I have what happened? Because I left for a few
no.
minutes.
Okay, so as Takeshi goes to like grab his drink and finally drink it, he puts the drink down and then suddenly he's being escorted out. The Grandmaster claimed that your journey was over, that he will take the scrolls and his clan will become the masters of those scrolls because they are strong fighters against the Oni. There was lots of reasons as to why that was a bad idea, but all of them lent into the your family is not attuned, they're not the chosen ones, they're not strong enough, which irritated the master, and he is not putting you under house arrest, but he basically has confiscated the scrolls and sent you to Ryoshi's house to await what his decision regarding the Temple of Jade and the scrolls.
Okay.
All right. As you guys find yourself inside of Ryoshi's house, the door closes and the rest of Ryoshi's family leaves. However, Ryoshi, there's something odd. As you enter your house, there is another pair of shoes that is in your house already when you arrive. And that is where we're going to end today's session. All right.
Whoa.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining us today. I hope that
Wow.
you had an absolutely great time. I know that I did. We are going to we're actually going to do a super quick wrap today. So, guys, if you like the show, if you like the channel, consider giving us a follow. Hold on, let's move our master out of the way. Also, real quick, sponsor. Look at this, guys. Look at this goddamn thing. How pretty is this? This was made by one of the amazing community members from Hero Forge, with a few little tweaks from myself, but this looked absolutely amazing. This is the dojo build
That's awesome.
that someone had made. It looks so cool. You can do this and so much more over on Hero Forge. So yeah, consider going and checking out our sponsor Hero Forge, as well as Fantasy Grounds. If you want to use Fantasy Grounds, consider using our little affiliate code there, because then a little bit of love comes back to Dag. And then Sirenscape for the wonderful sounds that you have heard throughout today's session. There it is. Boom. Sponsors. Boom. Let's see. How do I get rid of... Let me want to get my face. There we go. Boom. There it is. Yeah, here I am.
Nice.
All right. So, quick round of stuff that's going on, guys. Let's see. What day is this? Friday. Saturday. Tomorrow morning. Oh my God, tomorrow. So an hour ago, whatever time it happens to be right this second, 1 hour ago, tomorrow, we are doing a launch of our new series of Spelljammer. 12 episodes out on the Astral Sea, where I get to play a GIF. We're playing with our friend Ryan from Roll for Initiative, which he's going to be GMing for us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Great cast, wonderful, colorful characters. Come check us out then, because it's going to be an absolute blast. Then, what's happening? Yeah, no, that's it. That's what I got. New show. And then come check us out all week. So yeah, follow us. Go check out all things. Do the things. Go see the things. Love your faces. Enjoy your weekend. And we're going to go and raid someone. Who are we going to go and raid? Who is out and about doing stuff? Who is doing stuff? What day is it? It's Friday. Friday. Rob might be
Friday
doing
week.
stuff. Is Rob doing stuff? No, Rob is not doing stuff.
Oh, we got Phoenixy Wacky.
Yeah,
doing
Phoenix is doing stuff. Yeah, we haven't raided Phoenix in a while. What's Phoenix up to? Yeah, let's go raid our friend Phoenix in their Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. We love Phoenix Iwaki. He is one of our dear friends. He does a bunch of really great streams and charity shows as well. So go give him love. Go bombard his chat with all the love hearts, all the raid emotes. Make him feel the love that we have for all the people who share in our culture, in our gaming. And guys, till we meet again, thank you to my players. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to people who donated. Until we meet again, as always, game hard or die trying. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.